Hello, beautiful people. I am just getting set up here. Today is 11/11, which is an amazing day for manifestation and really just thinking about what it is you want to bring in your life. 1111. It's all about new beginnings. And so for me, I am literally feeling that new beginning a lot today. So today we're going to be doing 3 different decks. The Modern Witch, the Love Your Inner Goddess, and the Chakras. Now I love all 3 of these. So today we're going to switch it up a little bit. And there's going to be 3 different crystals. Each one will belong to one different pile, and you can go ahead and choose whichever you want. Tiger's Eye or Group 1, Tiger's Eye or Group 1, Citrine or Group 2, Jade or Group 3. Now we're gonna hope that my phone doesn't fall over, because the other day my tripod broke a while ago when I did my last tarot reading. And of course, gotta have your tea. So I'm gonna take a little sippy doodah, cleanse my space, and then we'll hop right into the reading. Starting off with group number 1, or Tiger's Eye. I will have to make a video one of these days talking about Palo Santo and sage, because they are endangered plants. And I think it's worth talking about how sage especially belongs to Native Americans, and they have basically, the act of saging or smudging has pretty much been co-opted by all spiritual groups. And I think it's important to talk about cultural appropriation and what it means to be in solidarity with our brothers and sisters who are also minorities. Now, you will obviously see I am burning Palo Santo right now. I've had this for some time. And I feel like I have to be responsible for my actions. And although you see me using it, I want to, like I said, definitely want to talk about this. Dear Creator, dear ancestors who support us, dear guides who love us and bring light and truth to us, please come through today as we do a reading for everyone today on 11/11, an amazing day. Please, I just ask that you use me as a vessel to give these amazing people some knowledge, some healing knowledge, some clarifying knowledge, so that we can all live our best life. So that being said, I'm going to find somewhere to put my Palo Santo. I literally just moved somewhere, and so everything is just kind of everywhere. But yeah, it's 11/11, and you know, the Creator, they give us opportunities. They, him, her, it, whatever you want to call it. Spirit gives us opportunities. And although, you know, my tripod was broken, I was like, I really want to do a reading. I'm going to stay impeccable to my word. As some of y'all know, we are doing a spiritual book club. We're reading the 4 agreements, and the first one is be impeccable with your word. And so I wanted to be impeccable with my word and show up. Even if that meant jerry-rigging a tissue box. Hi, boo. I see the hearts you throw in. Love you. But yeah, even though my tripod was fucked up and, you know, my new place is still being... I'm still cozying up, literally unboxing things. I was like, no, I really, really want to make time for this. So, first group, come on through. Gonna be pulling, I think, a couple of cards from each. I always say to myself, let's make this a short reading, but I love y'all and spirit just be coming through sometimes. So I'll be saying, I'm gonna do one card, and then next thing you know, it's like 7 cards come out, and I'm like, oh, all right, let's read all the cards, because I'm just like, no, I can't, I can't do that to y'all. Spirit want me to say something, I gotta say it. And yes, we are on that high vibrational, high frequency. I literally have been, I'm gonna shuffle. Whoop. See what I mean? Oof. Oof. All right, we're gonna do one more. I'm gonna turn this. Like I said, this is jerry-rigged AF, so I can't really see. I can sort of see the camera screen, so, but let's pull one more. I completely forgot what I was saying. Anyway, today's general reading is really just whatever spirit wants y'all to know. I'm not really doing any questions per se. Really just trying to give you guys clarity on whatever it is that you need, right? So take whatever messages resonate with you and leave whichever ones don't. Because again, this is a general reading. So, some cards might really resonate with some people and some might not, even if you guys chose the same crystal. Damn, y'all. Tiger's eyes just lit AF. Oh my goodness. So I'm gonna keep these. Hopefully we can see. So since we are doing multiple decks, I think we'll just really quickly go over the readings for these ones, and then we'll move on to the next 2 decks, and then we'll kind of do a big summary at the end. So again, this is group 1, Tiger's Eye. So I'm just going to switch these over to me real quick so I can actually see what it is that I'm doing. So we have the 7 of Swords, the Chariot, and Queen of Pentacles. So really quickly, Swords. Now let me double check, because I do believe swords have to do with the element of wind. But let me not, I always think of it like the Ace of Wands, it's like you see that like samurai or that knight where they just like whipping it around and they're able to just, hiya, like they got it. And so I always think of Ace of Swords when I think of the... Yes, so the Swords is the element of air, which deals with the thought and the intellectual realm. And so you see in this first one, she's got 5 swords in her hand. 2 are plunged into the ground. It looks like she's walking away, and even though she's walking, she's still looking back towards what looks like a building. Then we have the Chariot, which is a major arcana. And just looking at this, she looks like she knows what she's doing. Like, she knows what's going on. For me, when I look at the 2 sphinxes, because they're black and white and then white and black, to me that really symbolizes balance. And also when you're on a motorcycle, right? Or even just any type of bike, you gotta have some type of balance. And she's not only got her crown on right, she's on her motorcycle, but she also has what looks like a knife in her hand. So she's rocking it on her chariot and still balancing that. So again, to me, this really speaks about balance. And then Queen of Pentacles. Now, she got her coins. She knows what's up. The bunny here can signify fertility, but not necessarily pregnancy. It can also mean bringing birth to new light, new ideas. We just passed a retrograde, so now it's time for many people to just kind of get back in the grind. In this past retrograde, it was kind of like, I hope y'all don't hear these sirens in the background. But the retrograde, at least for me, was a time of contemplation. And because the retrograde, the signs that the retrograde was in specifically dealt with contracts and starting new projects, it was kind of like not a complete halt for projects and contracts and stuff, but it was kind of like a contemplative time. Like if you were going to start a new project or a new idea or sign a contract or move into a new place during the retrograde, it might not have turned out the way you wanted it to, because it was kind of like supposed to be a time for us to kind of sit back and reanalyze. But now that the retrograde is over, it's going to be bringing a time of clarity for a lot of people. I gotta drink my tea, y'all. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and go into the book to really explore what the Seven of Swords, the Chariot, and the Queen of Pentacles is for this type of deck. Seven of Swords. Hopefully y'all can see. There we go. Move it up a little bit more. Sometimes in life, we can't be completely open and honest. A little lie, even just one of omission, can maybe tactfully required in a challenging situation. Maybe you're dealing with a truly awful coworker or an abusive relationship, and you need some secrets to keep yourself safe. Just be careful that your deceit isn't hurting others or yourself, and that it is truly the best way to deal with the situation. Let's go over the Chariot next. She rules everything around her. The Chariot rides in on a silver gleaming motorcycle, ready for battle. She's got her leather armor on to protect her. Her crown points towards the sky, and she's connected to nature, to her emotions, and to the stable ground beneath her. The Chariot has worked hard to balance everything in her life perfectly, everything in its right place and under her control. Victory might not be easy, but she'll win in the end. It's time to be a boss and get shit done. Metaphorically or literally, put on your most badass leather jacket and toughest boots and get ready to fight. Fight for yourself. Don't give up. Don't let anyone run you off the road. It's probably going to take a bit of force and mental energy, but you're confident. You're powerful. You're prepared for this. Victory is yours. Ooh, Tiger's Eye, man. Like I said, this really did talk about that balance and really just having your whole shit together and riding into battle. Like she got it. And then finally, Queen of Pentacles. I always love this card. I love this deck. Honestly, this deck is so beautiful. And I actually, for a yoga challenge I did earlier this year, I actually gave one away because I just love it so much that I wanted to share it. Queen of Pentacles. The Queen is rich in more ways than one. She has a stable and simple life that she has filled with things, people, and activities that bring her joy. She is nurturing and generous, seeks to bring happiness and provide a sanctuary to those she loves. If you are the Queen, it's time to be nurturing and caring. It could be as simple as taking some time to cook a meal for a good friend or buying a cute plant for someone special. Be kind. It suits you. Ah, so cute. So really thinking about, so far it looks like perhaps the lies or the necessary omission might have to deal with a battle that might need to be had. But this card right here really makes me think that, and these two in conjunction really just, the fact that this one is in the middle kind of speaks a lot to me because it really feels like it's the connecting card between the two. It's almost like on this side there's a little bit more worry or anxiousness, but as you get to this side, the Queen of Pentacles has no anxiousness. She's not worried. She's stable. She's a simple life. She's nurturing. She's generous. And because she's so stable, she's actually able to provide for others. And maybe for the first pile, maybe it's time for you guys to maybe think about who in your life, or maybe it is yourself that you need to spoil a little bit. All right. Thank you, Spirit. gonna put these over on hold. I'm gonna keep this over here. Again, I hope this is all in view. If not, I apologize. Moving on to the next deck for still the Tiger's Eye. Another amazing deck. And this one I actually got in Atlanta when I went to Atlanta probably like a month or two. It was probably more like 2 months ago. But I went to a spiritual shop down there, a black female-owned spiritual shop called The Honey Pot. And I loved it so much. There were so many. Woo! Hold on. We got one card that fell out. So y'all can see. I mean, I hope y'all can tell from this card that this deck is definitely worth having in your collection because every single one is beautiful. Black Diamond. And what I love about this is that it not only has spiritual guidance, but it also gives you a sacred ritual with which to do. Like, that's amazing. All right, Tiger's Eye. You have a powerful spiritual journey to take this lifetime. It is not always easy to take this path. However, you are a wisdom bearer. You are one of the precious ones who is not destroyed by dark experiences in life, but is rather able to find wisdom and empowerment through overcoming them. You've done it before, and you will do it again now. As your soul becomes powerful through the pressures she has survived, you'll be able to rise to an even greater challenge. But they will feel easier for you than before. You are unstoppable. You have every right to be bold and joyful about what life holds for you next. Black Diamond is the bearer of powerful spiritual mojo. She shines with dark beauty through the soul that has been able to withstand great intensity and remain intact. With the power that defends you against jealousy, ill-wishing, and curses, Black Diamond gives you the power to face your fears. Your soul has been working with Black Diamond, transforming your attitude towards fear, learning how to feel it without being overcome by it. Black Diamond is only available to the old soul who is ready for it. It takes many lifetimes to be able to confront fear. You have to develop unconditional spiritual trust to do this. Only then can you go through the darkness of the unknown and face your fears willingly, with absolute certainty that you will learn something of value to your soul, and knowing that you will find your way into the light once more. You are strong enough to experience the darkness within you and in the world around you without breaking your trust in spirit. Your soul knows that even when we cannot see how, all things ultimately work for the good. Black Diamond reminds you that you are an ancient and wise soul with the power to create love, even out of darkness. You are made stronger through every experience. The things that once would have caused you pressure will actually become so much easier for you to handle. You are ready for an empowered, beautiful, and precious life journey ahead. Now I'm going to go ahead and after this video for just the Facebook group post the sacred rituals that have to go with this. Just so we can keep this a little shorter. But Tiger's Eye, I'm really pile one. That's what I'm gonna call y'all. I almost said pile's eye. Pile one, Tiger's Eye. And last but not least, Spirit just wants you to come through for the first pile one more time. As I shuffle through this, what chakra does pile one need to balance, or how can they balance it? Ooh. Popping right out. Fourth chakra, the heart chakra. Radiate warmth and sincerity. I am open to sharing, accepting, communicating, and connecting with others as I focus on this moment, not the past or the future. A smile, a kind-hearted way of speaking, or a hug goes a long way towards uplifting others. I offer care and support where I can without rescuing. I nurture and respect my relationships. Now that is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful reading. Yes, your curse shall be your blessing. I don't know if y'all have ever watched A Wrinkle in Time, but there's a very beautiful, beautiful moment where the magical witches tell the main character, they each give her a gift to go through on her journey. And the one witch says to her, I give you the gift of your faults. And the little girl, she's like, what do you mean? Why would you give me a gift? That's a terrible gift. And the witch says, really? I wonder if that's so, or something along the lines. And then she later learns on in the movie that all of the things that she thought were her flaws, her faults, everything that was wrong with her was actually her gifts, her blessings. And through those things that she faced so much resistance towards, that was the journey of her enlightenment, and ultimately the way she was able to save her family and the universe. And talk about a magical, magical book. That being said, pile 1, I wish you love, I wish you light. I'm gonna pile this all up so y'all can see in a cute way. But yes, this was beautiful, beautiful reading. Pile 1. All right, we're gonna move on to pile number 2. Thank you, Creator. Thank you, ancestors who support and guide us. Thank you, higher self. Thank you, all the ascended masters that come through. We love and appreciate you. It is raining outside, and I like it. I actually really, really like it. All right, so pile number 2, Citrine. And I'm gonna, now would y'all, that looks good to me now. Pile number 2, Citrine. What a spirit. Whew. High Priestess. What does Spirit have to say for pile number 2? Ooh, is that 2? Ooh. Alright, so we got the High Priestess. Hopefully y'all can see. I'm just gonna... It's so trippy because, like, you know, when you look into the camera and you expect things to turn to the right, but then it looks like it's going the weird way. Anyway. High Priestess. 5 of Pentacles and 6 of Cups. Now, right off the bat, pile number 2. The 5 of Pentacles. We see 2 people out in the cold, looking like they're shivering. They're passing a stained glass window. It looks like it's lit up, even though it's cold out. Maybe it's nice and warm there. The 5 of Pentacles really speaks to when you're just kind of going through a tough time and you really feel like there's nobody there that can help you. Just like these 2 people. They're out in the cold, they're hurting, but they're not even helping each other. They look so cold and isolated. But if only they realized that they could ask for help from each other. They could go inside the church. Really, this card is talking about when you ask for help, you'll get it. It's not to say that you can't accomplish things on your own, but sometimes a community or even just a helping hand is needed. And we'll go more in depth with that once we do the book summarization. And with the 6 of Cups, I always look at it, and to me it looks like a woman giving her cup to her inner child, her younger self. Hi, boom. And with this card, you're really being called to be kind to family, connect with your family. And if you don't have any family, it might also be yourself, because you're your family too. And that's why when I look at this card, to me, it doesn't necessarily read as an older woman, saying something to her daughter or her sister or anything. To me, it reads more like to self-love, nurturing your inner child, but also nurturing your family too, your ancestors that are currently here. I know a lot of people had relatives who passed away this year. And people pass away every year, don't get me wrong, but this year was an especially hard year for many, many people. And so it's so important that we really take time to nurture the relationships we have with our living ancestors. And again, we'll go more into this card too. But when you see the cups, it's about like abundance and prosperity. So really just being called to nurture, be kind, be loving towards your family. Now, the High Priestess is another major arcana, another boss-ass babe who's on top of her shit. So you can see she has the laptop, she has the black and white, which again to me reads about balance. The laptop for me is really about knowledge. Like, we live in an age where most things, not everything, but most things you can just Google and be able to gain knowledge. You know, you can start your business online, you can go to school online, all of these things. Also, she has pomegranates in the back, which I did not realize, but to me that's really speaking about Persephone and like spring and when she goes back to the underworld, how it's like winter. So let's go through the tarot before we go into the divine feminine. And I'll begin with the major arcana, the High Priestess. There are deep secrets and many mysteries in life. The High Priestess knows the path towards them. She sits on her throne with her laptop full of secret knowledge and wisdom, pensive but inviting. Behind her, a veil of pomegranates suggests the desire for answers is there, but we may not be ready to lift this veil of mysteries. The moon at her feet seeks to awaken our unconscious and opens us up to hidden things in the strangest parts of existing. Be still. Sometimes the greatest power comes in knowing that you do not know anything. You've come up against the truth that more self-knowledge is needed, and it's time to reflect in order to grow. Explore your subconscious through meditation, through tarot itself, through study. It's not time to make big decisions right now. 5 of Pentacles. Don't be too proud or scared to ask for help. You're struggling and you feel like there's absolutely nothing to do but bow your head down and try to suffer through it. But if you look around, you'll see there's warmth and loved ones who are willing to help you out in some sense. Even if it's just a kind shoulder to cry on, they'll help you weather the storm. Six of Cups. You're being called to embrace family and friends with kindness and compassion. Spread your love and sweetness to those you care about and nurture your connections. You might also be feeling a little nostalgic. Maybe there is something painful from your childhood that needs examining. Just don't forget to be kind to your past self. Embrace them. Ooh. Seeking knowledge, reflection, being open to receiving help and love. It's a very good reading. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to the Divine Feminine. And I really love using this deck, regardless of whether you identify as male or female, non-binary, whatever you identify as, because we all carry the Divine Feminine and the Divine Masculine within us. And so I do this on my partner. I use this deck quite often on my partner, and he's male identifying, and I just love it. He loves it too, and it really doesn't matter at all that it's, labeled Love Your Inner Goddess, because again, we all have the Divine Feminine and the Divine Masculine, regardless of whatever body parts you got or don't got. All right, so again, we are in Group number 2, Citrine. If you guys are hopping on the live, we've already done group 1, and we are, I would call this halfway finished with group 2. Doing 3 groups today, 3 piles. And again, for the loving your inner goddess. Ooh. Tribe of the kindred. Looks like 2 sisters or 2 friends. I carry your heart, I carry it in mine. There we go. So like I said, this deck carries or brings a sacred reading or sacred guidance, but it also gives you a sacred ritual with which to do to help heal yourself, come closer to yourself. And so I will be posting those in a summary post after this. Tribe of the kindred. For me, before I even read this, Tribe of the Kindred really makes me feel like perhaps pile 2 might be finding their tribe, their coven, their homies, maybe finding some people who, just like finding your people. So let's go ahead and read through it. Home is where the heart is. Give your heart permission to reveal to you the people, places, and activities that feel like home for you. You are in a phase of transition in your life, casting off that which is not true to your heart in favor of that which really feels like it belongs in your world. Sometimes the mind resists, thinking that if we let go of too much, we'll be left with nothing, and that it's better to hold on even if something isn't right. This prevents you from being able to find your way home. It is safe to trust your heart as it attracts into your world that which is truly meant for you. There is a place where you belong. Maybe you found it, maybe you're still looking. It doesn't matter how long it takes you to find it. No, what matters is that you believe you deserve a real home for your beautiful heart, and that you don't give up until you are there. Sometimes that means leaving what you had once hoped would be your home, perhaps more than once, until you find it in the truest, most meaningful, and enduring way. The quest for intimate, soul-deep belonging begins with you, learning to love and care for yourself and feel at home within your being. When your heart is ready and divine timing is right, you will attract and increase your soul tribe. Maybe one person at first, then another, then another. Trust in the higher purpose of divine timing. Sometimes delays or breaking away from past connections are how we find out more of who we are and what we need. Trust that you are worthy of love and that you know how to love. Make peace with the past. All your experiences helped you know yourself and become wiser. Remember that your tribe is looking for you just as you are looking for them, and will love you just as you love them. Be at peace, beautiful soul, for your soul tribe, your spiritual family, are a part of your divine destiny, and you are a part of theirs. So maybe not yet, but that tribe is coming. And finally, some chakra wisdom for pile number 2, Citrine. What chakra can pile 2 work on and heal? And if you guys are interested in learning more about chakras in general, you can actually go on my YouTube channel at The Brown Yogi, where I have a 2-part in-depth, there's 2. Okay. I have an in-depth 2-part series all about the chakras, what they are, and how to heal them with multiple ways, because we're all different. So obviously not everyone is going to be able to use aromatherapy or visualization, whatever. So lots and lots of options and variety for you to choose from. So today for pile 2, the 7th chakra, the crown chakra, and the 4th chakra, the heart chakra, came up. So let's start with number 4. I am open to sharing, accepting, communicating, and connecting with others as I focus on this moment, not the past or the future. A smile, A kind-hearted way of speaking or a hug goes a long way towards uplifting others. I offer care and support where I can without rescuing. I nurture and respect my relationships. And then the crown chakra. The grace of a higher power is with me, and I move through life knowing this truth. I believe in a higher power, and I know that it is within and around me, offering assistance and guidance. I surrender all my fears and burdens to a higher power. I am open to receive grace and trust in a higher power. I am worthy. Whew, what a reading, Citrine. Pile 2. Let me see if I can get... This is such a small little table, but again, like I said, when spirit calls you, you move. You find the way. All right, pile 2. Thanks for tuning in. And finally, group number 3, or Jade. Let me just shuffle in here. I am glad. This is, yes, I see these comments. I'm glad y'all are feeling these vibes because, oh, I feel like both of these piles have just been fantastic. I'm so glad I chose to do it this way. So, group number 3, or Jade. And just shuffling. And I just asked Spirit to come through again for this last group. Last but not least. Last but certainly loved. And y'all let me know which pile, which crystal speaks to you. We can talk about. And I'll tell you guys actually in the wrap-up post in the Facebook group. I will tell you guys which pile I chose. The sun. I love this card. It is just so beautiful. The sun. It's just powerful imagery, I think. Just seeing a little girl riding atop of a noble steed with a big, beautiful, bold red flag. And there's flowers. There's big, beautiful sunflowers and perhaps roses atop this big brick wall with the sun shining down on her as she looks so gleeful. She is truly radiant, just like the sun. All right. Pile number 3, or Jade. We have the Sun, the Chariot, and for this deck, this card is called Everything is Fine. But let me count this really quick. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's actually 10 of Swords. And if you look, it's actually the front page. Some really cool background story just because I love this deck so much. This deck was actually the first deck that the woman who created this book, this tarot deck, Lisa, this was the first card she made in the deck Basically, shit was going absolutely terrible for her, and she felt really, really lost. So she went home, and she drew this, and she labeled it "Everything is Fine." And then this one card manifested as an entire deck. She didn't seek out to make a tarot deck at all, but because of this one card that she made when she was at a very low point in her life, it basically changed her life. So very beautiful. All right, so let's hop right into the first card, Major Arcana, the Sun. And so I spoke a little bit about the imagery of the little girl riding confidently and just joyfully. And there's actually 2 Major Arcana. So to me, that suggests that a lot of the things that are going to happen are going to be big points in your life. The Everything is Fine is a Minor Arcana, so the effect might not be felt as intensely, but still, obviously, everything that happens in our life has a purpose, or at least I've got to believe that everything in our life has a purpose. So let's begin with the Sun. It is rainy outside, so the sun is not out right now, but the beautiful thing about the sun is, and the very metaphorical thing about the sun is even when you can't see the sun shining, it is always there. It is always there. Even if you cannot see it, even if you can't find your light, it's always there. With sunshine comes new life. An innocent child full of carefree joy and happiness waves a red banner high in the sky. Behind her, a gray wall is her past, and the flowers of memories bloom and thrive in the sun. There is wonder and warmth everywhere. The sun has turned the day into a promising playground ready for exploration. It's a time to feel totally alive. Winter is over, the world is lush and full of excitement and beauty. Bask in the sunlight, embrace life. You might have just stumbled upon a big discovery or a revelation that's astonishing, amazing, and helps you see things in a new and beautiful way. This new perspective is the result of your hard inner work and outer work. And now it's time for the reward. So treat yourself. Do something fun. Have an adventure. The days are yours to fill with childlike wonder and optimism. Now, Chariot, we just read for the other pile, so I'm going to go ahead, and when I do put this on YouTube, I'm just going to put that clip back in there. But for the live purpose, Chariot, as we heard in the other pile, she's got on her leather jacket. She is balanced, she knows what's up, and she is ready to go fiercely into battle. So for you, pile number 3, you also got to put on your battle armor, and that might literally be a leather jacket for you, or maybe it's makeup, or maybe it's your waist beads, or your crystal jewelry, or that beautiful ankh necklace you got, like whatever it is. Arm yourself with things that remind you of your greatness, and be ready to go forth. And know that you can have access to that childlike joy, and still know that if anything does pop off, you have the strength within you to be able to respond and be able to still have access to that joy. Now, everything is fine. Let's go through that. Like I said, I believe this is 10 of Swords. Everything is fine. It's fine, really. Sure, you've been completely pierced through with 10 sharp swords and you've collapsed into a ball on the floor. You're struggling just to survive and the weight grows ever heavier. You're going through something truly soul-crushing and it feels like your world is ending. Every movement hurts and sometimes only a meaningless distraction feels like it'll help. But the pain will end and you will come out stronger having survived it. Again, what did I just say? Even when we cannot see the sun, it doesn't mean that it's gone away. It doesn't mean it's gone forever. It doesn't mean it'll never come back. Even if we can't see it, we know we have to trust that it will come back. So even if you are feeling down in the dumps, still take some time to really nourish yourself, replenish yourself, treat yourself. You deserve it. And know that these poopy moments, these really hard moments, they're gonna end. Everything in life follows a phase. It's cyclical. Nothing stays the same. So you must too trust that the hurt you're experiencing will not stay the same forever. Moving on, how can this group connect with their inner goddess and move that energy through, move that stagnant energy through and come closer to themselves? And we are almost done with the reading. All good things are wild and free. Beautiful. So let's go ahead and read what this card is all about. This is an important time in your life where you are being guided to lead from your heart, even if it makes no sense to you or anyone else, or if your mind screams at you with fear and doubt. Don't ignore what your heart is telling you. Give yourself the time and space that you need, away from the noise and demands of the world and other people, so that the quiet, sure voice of your heart can be heard. Then take courage and act on what you feel. Your heart is wise and worthy of your trust. Your heart was never meant to be tamed. It is always truthful. When you allow yourself to be true to your heart, it will show you how to create a beautiful contribution to the world that fills you up with joy and peace. You don't need to be ashamed of what you feel or persuaded that you should feel differently. Your heart has a wisdom beyond the logic of the mind. It has its own creative genius, a unique way to reframe problems, attract solutions, and empower us to live our dreams to life, to bring our dreams to life. Some may be afraid of the wild freedom of the heart. You are not one of those people. Your mind may not always understand why your heart feels and guides you the way it does, but that is okay. Reassure your mind that your heart can show you how to live in a way that is amazing, and that it's safe to trust in. You are a wild child of the universe, and your heart is showing you the way to fulfill your divine destiny. Give yourself permission to live a life that makes your heart happy. The world needs your joy. And again, that really just to me speaks so much to the Sun card that we just pulled. It's like it's time to nurture yourself. Like you were meant for this. We were not meant to live a gloomy, sad life. All right, pile number 3, Jade. What chakra are you being led to explore? Ooh, that was a little too much. Ooh. First chakra, base chakra. I know what my needs are, and I actively pursue them knowing that I will be guided and provided for when I put in the effort. I open myself to all possibilities and participate fully in life. I use my imagination and my vision to initiate what I wish for, and I pursue it. I am not waiting to be rescued. I am not a victim. I am strong. Know that these tough moments, if you feel them, they're not going to last forever. You are so strong. You are so much stronger than you think. All right, that being said, we are officially done with today's reading. For those of you who came in a little late, we did do 3 piles, Tiger's Eye, Citrine, and Jade, so you can go ahead and choose which one you'd like, and then scroll on back to whichever section it was. That being said, thank you so much, guys, for watching. I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. Namaste.